Georgia's beginnings. Creek life in the past. Georgia. The Creek lived in many parts of Georgia, but they liked to build their homes close to rivers. That's how they got their name. Rivers made a great place for towns and villages. The Creek could fish from the rivers and travel on them in canoes. Tools. The Creek used many tools in the past to make their lives easier. They used bows and arrows for hunting. When fishing, they would use spears, nets, and hooks made of animal bone. Clothing. The Creek did not like to waste things. They used some animals for more than just food. Deer skin made great clothing. The Creek used the skin for shoes and clothes. Women used the skin to make wraparound skirts, and the men wore breechcloths and leggings. Breechcloths were long animal skins worn to cover someone's front and behind. Men did not wear shirts unless it was cold out. Their shoes were also called moccasins. Here we have a pronunciation keyword. It shows you how to pronounce the word. Moccasins. Moccasins. Men also painted their faces for battle. Homes. Creek homes looked nothing like the kind of houses people live in today. The Creek used things found in nature to build them. They used mud and twigs to make the walls. The roof was made with tree bark and plants. The Creek would also leave a hole in their roof. This way, smoke from their cooking fire had a way of getting out. Who did what? Men and women had different jobs. In a Creek home, the Creek women did the farming. They would grow food like corn, squash, beans, pumpkins, and more. Plus, they did most of the child care and cooking. The Creek men would bring food by fishing and hunting. They would also sometimes go to war to protect their families. Both men and women could tell stories, do artwork, and play music. Georgia's beginnings. Cherokee life in the past. Georgia. The Cherokee lived long ago in what is now northern Georgia. They lived in the valleys of the Blue Ridge Mountains. The land in the valleys made a great place to grow food. The mountains were home to many animals for the Cherokee to hunt as well. Tools. The Cherokee used many tools in the past to make their lives easier. They made tomahawks from stone and also used blowguns, bows, and arrows for hunting. Clothing. The Cherokee did not like to waste things. They used animal skins like deer and rabbit for shoes and clothes. Their shoes were also called moccasins, moccasins, same as the Creek. The men painted and tattooed their faces for battle. Well, the Creek men also painted their faces for battle. They did not tattoo them. Homes. The Cherokee were busy because they built two houses. One was built for the hot summers. They put big wooden posts in the ground and used vines and tree parts for the walls and roof. In the cold winter, they made the home much smaller. This time, however, they covered it with a thick mixture of grass and mud. It helped to keep the heat in. Who did what? Men and women had different jobs in a Cherokee home. The Cherokee men would get the ground ready for planting. They also hunted animals and fished for food. The Cherokee women planted, watched over the food that grew, cooked the food, and also took care of the children. Life today in Georgia. Georgia. People of Georgia live all over in any of the 5 regions that make up the state. Most people live in the middle, called the Piedmont, because it has the biggest cities. There are many houses there and lots of places to have a job. Tools. Men and women use tools to make their lives easier, just like in the past. However, now people buy those tools already made instead of making them themselves. Cell phones have become a tool men and women use each day to find information, talk to each other, or play fun games. Clothing. Clothing is usually not made by people anymore. Now men and women go to stores to buy clothes they want to wear. Usually men wear pants and a shirt. Women can wear the same thing, but also dresses and skirts. Shoes can be made of leather or cloth. Homes. Homes are now made with many things like wood, metal, and hard plastic. They are very sturdy. People in Georgia can live in a small house, big house, or apartment. It all depends on the size of your family. Who does what? Men and women can both do different things depending on the family. Usually both men and women have jobs and go to work. They can be anything they want to be. Some women stay home to take care of the children, and some men do the same thing. Both can even become president if they want to.